But here we are with yet another video e-blast. So I want to show you something here. I'm going to turn this around. This is the choir loft at Central. You notice that the way we have it taped off limits significantly the amount of people that could sit on this safely under the current circumstances. And then in addition, we have front row spots here taped off. The reason I'm showing you that is because of some plans that are upcoming to begin in the month of September. Normally in August, we would begin with rehearsals for choral groups returning and then eventually prepare for the beginning of the season on the second weekend of September. Well, we won't be able to put those groups together as normal. However, in place of those for the time being, and then under the circumstances until we find that the current service plan has changed, I would like to implement a new, smaller version of our choir, yet to be named, unless you want to call it COVID choir, which seems to be the thing that keeps coming to mind. That'll be made up of between 8 and 16 people maximum. That's based on 8 places to sit unless we have couples that are seated next to each other, so we could double that. We're looking for a combination of all 4 voice parts, and we're looking for people who do not need to sit in their own section because you won't be able to do that because you will be separated. At most, you'll be seated next to your spouse. But otherwise, you'll be seated alone, and you will need to be somewhat adept with some technology because we're going to have to do rehearsing by and large via technology, internet, whatever. There's a lot of details yet to come down the pike, but those those are some of the things that you need to be aware of if you're interested in doing this. In addition, you're going to have to sing with one of these on, and it's only going to be at most every other week as the anthem. So we will be using this ensemble just to do some of the special music pieces every other week for a little while, just to see how that goes. I'm going to try it out. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in, you don't mind singing with a mask and you want to get back into things, keep that in mind. And I'll be putting up more information soon. We're going to end up with probably an online sign-up sheet, kind of like we did for, if you recall, the Pentecost project, when you went on Google Docs and signed up. That's kind of the way that we'll populate the choir so that we can give people equal chance, because we're going to need to probably rotate somewhat depending on how many people are interested. But anyway, keep that in mind. Also, if you are formerly a singer and maybe don't want to do that, or maybe are looking for a way to be more involved, we also have handbells because we can return to those, and as long as we keep those tables separated by 6 feet, we can put an ensemble together. Might not be with all 5 of our usual handbell octaves, but certainly we could get a bunch of folks ringing together and rehearsing together to do that. And I'd love to see some new faces so that even if we needed to have more than one ensemble, we could do that. I've gotten a lot of pieces of music for various sizes, anywhere from solo to quartets to full groups of people with multiple octaves. So we have lots of music we could choose from. So it doesn't just have to be current ringers, although we would love to have you all back. And I realize that some of you may feel uncomfortable and want to stay home at this point due to any number of reasons, and that's perfectly acceptable. So this is just for the folks that are itching to come back and don't mind abiding by the rules that we have. Generally, rehearsals in person are only going to be a maximum of a half an hour long. I've been doing a lot of research to find out that that's the general accepted rule with good ventilation and social distancing. So that's what we would do. And then otherwise, aside from that choir and those handbells, we'll just see how things go. And I'm continuing to think forward to other things that we might be able to implement. But those 2 things I wanted to let you know in particular so that you can be thinking about that. And then I have to give a shout out to the Rents, Woody and Brenda, if you know them. Their anniversary, their 50th anniversary, is on August 15th. So if you think of them, shoot up a prayer or give them a call or say hello or whatever. It's been 50 memorable years of marriage, and clearly they deserve all the best. So anyway, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. And just know, for the rest of y'all, thinking about you and praying for you. Love you and hope to see you soon.